First of all, thank you for the time. As always, can you just kind of give us a sense of the vibe of your team right now at 3-6? I don't think anybody expected to be here.
Yeah, no doubt. Frustrated and pissed, honestly, but it's a good group. I mean, guys know we want to be better and want to continue to work to see how good we can be, and we haven't gotten to that point yet. There's no question.
Kliff, are you confident the guys inside that locker room are giving you everything that they've got?
Yeah, no question. Effort, when you watch the tape, it's never the effort. It's once again these things that continue to pop up, the self-inflicted errors and not being able to make critical plays when we have to. And that's the difference in this league. It's going to be a dogfight each and every week, and we haven't been able to make those key plays.
Kliff Kingsbury joining us right now. Coach, when we talked last week about having to burn timeouts early in halves, that went away. That wasn't an issue this week, but the 8 pre-snap penalties, I'm sure, is what you're alluding to. How much of that is a lot of new guys on the offensive line, but also how much of that has to get fixed to even have a chance to win?
Yeah, no doubt. The negative plays on offense were through the roof and really killed those drives, and they were able to get in some of those coverages, the too high, and keep things in front of them. And it doesn't matter who's in the game. You got to be able to execute those plays over and over and over and not have those type of errors. And that's something we have to address this week and get it cleaned up really quickly.
So what about practice, Kliff? Do you feel like you have to change up practice schedule? We probably have already done that to some degree, right? Do you think you have to tweak it any more?
Yeah, I think, as a staff, we've talked through what we can do to try and address these issues. And we've done it, like you said, a couple weeks ago, made some changes trying to, address the same things. And we'll continue to do so until we find an answer.
Are you confident? I mean, there's so much talk of change this and change that and make this huge move. In the middle of the season, are you confident that there is a path to changing the results?
I am. Yeah, I am. I've seen, moments of it, and we've just got to be more consistent. All 3 phases, but there's been times that each group has shined, and the complementary football just hasn't been there yet, and that's something that we gotta get together.
Coach, as you look back to the game yesterday, what was the turning point in that game? Was there a point where you could feel it slipping away, and if so, what was it?
I wouldn't say slipping away. I think offensively we have that 3rd and 1, have a play we want, we snap it over our head, and then for whatever reason kind of got out of sync on offense and squandered some drives moving forward. And you can't do that in the NFL. You can't snap a ball over your head in a 3rd and 1 and lose 12 yards and punt, and when you have a chance to take a lead. And then defensively, I thought we played at a high level. I thought Zaven's play was huge, and unfortunately we had them on the field a bunch late, and they just got worn down with that tough run game there late.
Is that one of those plays? Zaven Collins has the pick 6. There was a couple other almost interceptions that ended up, they weren't picked off, and then Seattle scored right after. I know it's a game of inches. That's 2 missed opportunities, and maybe even a 3rd to not build off Zaven's play.
No doubt. I mean, that's the critical plays that, for whatever reason, they're not going our way right now, and that's the difference in this league and the plays we got to make moving forward if we want to have a chance to get back in this thing.
So the first possession, man, I was so encouraged watching it right there down the field, scored a touchdown. First time that has happened in a while right there. What was working on that possession, Kliff?
Yeah, we didn't hurt ourselves. That was the biggest deal. We stayed on schedule and we're able to play it with tempo and make some first downs. And like I said, the next drive had some good stuff going and snapped it over our head, and for whatever reason got out of sync after that and weren't able to really play with consistency throughout the game.
The downfield plays just don't seem to be there this season the way they were last season. Is there a reason that you can put your finger on for that?
There's not. We got to find a way to have some bigger chunk plays. There's no doubt. I think when teams are playing that shell coverage and behind the chains, it's hard to push the ball downfield because they're going to play too high and keep it in front. But the biggest deal to me is staying on schedule and being able to mix in some runs and play action, and not just, once again, 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter, you're throwing at every play to try and catch up, and we can't be in those scenarios.
So D-Hop was really, really active early in the game, and then not so much the rest of the game. Not as many targets, I think 2 targets after that first half. What was going on with D-Hop?
Yeah, it's one of those things. As a coach, we got to do a better job of finding ways to get him the football, and then you got to give Seattle credit. They had a good plan, and we're making sure they knew where it was on every play. But he's a guy who's got to touch the ball more, and we understand that.
Talking to Cardinals head coach Kliff Kingsbury. Coach, I was going to ask you before the game today, what does Robbie Anderson have to do to get on the field more? He didn't have the best game yesterday. What's next for him?
I want to get him comfortable in the system. I mean, it's one of those deals where you get him in, and it's hard to teach when you're trying to install and game plan and do all those things. And he's got to be able to take what he learns from practice and then go play at a high level and play fast and not think too much. And I think that'll come. He's studying hard. He's working hard at it. It's just got to slow down for him on game day.
How much of the offensive line's health is impacting this offense, Kliff?
Yeah, there's no doubt when you have those three interior pieces out yesterday, it didn't help. But I thought those guys battled. We still had our moments where we had a chance to be in that game and win that game, even with some of those negative things happening. But never easy when you lose, your three starting inside guys. And everybody's dealing with this time of year some critical, part of their team. But we got to find ways to maximize those guys and still score points.
One of the bright spots over the last couple of weeks has been Rondale Moore. Is this what you ultimately envision his role growing into and beyond this?
I do, yeah. I think he can be a really special player in this league, and we're still expanding his role, and he's still getting more and more comfortable with what he does. But you see how dynamic he can be in his route running, and then the run after the catch is as good as anybody, and so he just got to keep coming.
Kliff, have you given any more thought to the play calling and whether or not you're going to continue his play calling? Is there any change on the horizon?
I have not. No, I like where we're heading. I know yesterday we had some, some of those errors that we can't have, but I think with some of these pieces back, I think we have a chance to make a little run.
You get the Rams next week. There was a lot of focus put on these 3 weeks, starting with Seattle, obviously. So now it's that much more imperative that you get a win. You've seen the Rams already once this season. They don't look like the team that won the Super Bowl last year.
They've had a lot of injuries as well. I mean, you see that on their front, on the offensive line, and they're still trying to find themselves. But they're a great team. They're still the champs and have a bunch of Hall of Fame players, honestly. So it'll be a dogfight on Sunday.
So how did you think the defense played yesterday?
I thought they gave us a chance to win. Like I said, I thought late, those 3 drives late, they got worn down. And Seattle has a great running game. The running backs playing at a really high level, but we can't keep them on the field that much. We can't have 5 3-and-outs and expect them to hold up against a really good rushing attack like that.
Do you have any concern that they are going to start to wear down? I think the stat is 9 red zone opportunities last 2 weeks, and the opposing team has scored on all 9 of them.
Yeah, that's an area we've got to be better at. We understand that, regardless of situation, circumstance, all of those things. But once again, they're getting us the ball back over and over and over with chances to take leads and win the game. They're late, and we just haven't been able to play that good complementary football that we need to play to get these wins.
How about James Conner and his health right now?
Yeah, he's getting better. I thought he did some good things yesterday. I think he'll have a bigger role this week, and we'll continue to work him back.
So he came out of it okay?
He did, yes.
Just the one other question on health. I know his name hasn't come up a whole lot lately, but Hollywood Brown, is there still hope that he would not be that far away potentially from returning?
I think it's a wait and see over the next couple of weeks how he feels. We're going to try to progress him along and see where he's at, and it'd be good to get him back, but I don't have a timetable just yet.
Right.
And Kyler Murray, how did he play?
He once again, some throws we'd like to have back, but you got the ball late. Still had us in the game, and we don't feel like it's clicked all the way yet. So we got to get there soon as we're running out of time. We understand that, but I think he's battling each and every week.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Good luck against LA, all right?
Thanks fellas.
Kliff.